Hey there, Misha here, your favorite wedding photographer and videographer based out of South Florida. Today I want to talk about a situation. Yes, I know the title says a wedding videographer ruins a wedding. Not gonna lie, not sure what happened in this specific situation, but I see a lot of red flags to the situation that I'm going to describe to you, which can potentially ruin a wedding. And this video is for you if you're a bride or groom that are who's planning your wedding, or if you are just a good friend or family member to a bride or a groom and you're involved in the wedding process. Also, you should watch this video if you're a wedding vendor, specifically a wedding photographer, videographer, in this case DJ, and or a wedding vendor or an event planner in general. So without further ado, we are going to move into describing the situation. But before I do that, one thing I do want to mention: English is not my first language. I will be making grammar mistakes in this video. If I do, feel free to make fun of me. Don't judge too hard. The purpose of this video is to offer you value. And if you want to correct me, feel free to do so in the comments. Really helps me, makes me a better person. Now, what I'm going to do now is share my screen to show you a post that was made by one of my fellow wedding videography colleagues. Never met this wedding videographer, but we're in the same private Facebook group where videographers share experience, knowledge, answer each other's questions, yada, yada, yada. And before I describe the situation, the way I want to break up this video is first, talk to you about the situation. Then second, talk to you about the potential negative consequences that this situation may lead to. And finally, the most important, how you can avoid this situation from happening in the future. So let's read what the videographer wrote next to this photo. Gotta say, this is a first for me. Congratulations, bro. This dude showed up randomly at the reception of the wedding I'm shooting tonight, apparently hired by the DJ to get footage for them. He's, of course, in the background of almost every shot and is not cooperating with either me or the photographer. Laugh emoji. Has this happened to anyone else before? I think that was a nervous laugh emoji, because if you're on a job, you're getting paid thousands of dollars to capture somebody's special day, you will get a bit nervous when some schmuck is in front of you blocking the money shot. Obviously, this created a huge debate. It's not very common for a post to get 80 likes and 90 comments. So this definitely occurs quite often, or if it doesn't occur, people just sympathize to the situation. So let's describe the two main issues that the wedding videographer is experiencing in this situation. Just to make it easier, the person who made this post, I'm going to call him wedding videographer, and the person that you see in this photo, I'll call him an amateur, because that's what he is. First things first, the way he's dressed up. Come on, bro, you are not here to go clubbing and have a good time. You're here on a job. That's how you make your living. I just don't understand why you would wear a hat inside of the building. It's not that cold. If it was cold, you would be wearing a hoodie or winter jacket. Either lose the hat and wear a t-shirt, or wear a hat and wear a winter jacket. But the only situation where it's appropriate, if you're shooting a wedding outside in the middle of winter, in some very cold state like North Dakota or maybe Canada. I hear it's pretty cold in Canada during the winter. Never been though. And come on, man, you're wearing a backpack with dollar bills all over it. When people do that, they just scream, I don't have money. But I want everyone to think that I do have money. And yeah, I'm just gonna end it there. And the second biggest issue the wedding videographer has with this guy, which is the biggest issue, I've experienced that. Luckily, I've only been a problem like that once during my first wedding, and that was due to lack of knowledge. I learned really quickly, and now I'm very responsive to when people ask me to move aside. Yes, once again, people are getting paid a lot of money to capture beautiful photos, and you don't want to be the reason why they don't, because first, it may create a legal issue for the photographer and the videographer. Very unlikely. Couples usually understand, but it may create an issue for the person who hired you. In this case, it's a DJ. Or second issue that may arise for you, you will be blacklisted from absolutely everyone who is present at that wedding. You obviously don't want that. If you do, I don't know what you're even doing here. You may be shooting a video for fun for your DJ buddy, but that's not the way to approach a wedding, period. First of all, you got to be dressed up, and second of all, you got to be respectful of others. Obviously, stand your ground, let people know that you're there doing a job, but don't be in other people's way. Like, come on, man. If there was an hierarchy of wedding vendors at a wedding, you would be, if not at the very bottom, you would be pretty close to the very bottom, because you're just there basically capturing some extra footage for the DJ. And the DJ is serving an important purpose at the wedding, but you are not. And that's just a fact. And the reason I'm saying that is because I've been hired to shoot behind the scenes for wedding vendors before. I do get hired from time to time to do that at my free time. I do it very rare because most people cannot afford me. And I realized that I am probably one of the least important person at that wedding, and I should just get the hell out of the way. I should be as invisible as possible, just wear all black, or wear something that basically doesn't say, hey, I'm seeking attention, everyone look at me. And that's what happens here. This guy is having a huge light in front of him, which is not a problem. I have lights, but when I flash my lights, people immediately look at me because they see, oh, a shiny object, I gotta look there. And the next thing they see, oh, a random guy wearing a hat and a backpack with dollar bills. All right, am I at a classy wedding, or is it just a strip club or some others not that classy spot? Although, I don't know, there are probably some luxe strip clubs. I'm not that interested in attending those, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it's as weird as if you were wearing a tuxedo or a suit hitting the gym. Like, everyone would be looking at you and asking themselves, what are you doing there? Like, either dress up or just don't attend the wedding. But let's say that's your first wedding. I'm going to give you a benefit of doubt, and you just don't know how to dress up. You're just trying to get a bit of an experience, and you put your best outfit on to impress some ladies. Obviously, that's a huge no-no, but what's going to happen is somebody would approach you and ask you to leave and change. And let's say you have a changing outfit, or you live 5 minutes away from the wedding venue, you're going to go change. If that's not an option and you don't have a plan B outfit, or you live too far away to change, what I would do if I was you, I would take that hat off and I would put that backpack down somewhere where nobody's gonna see it. You will look so much more professional. Khakis here look pretty good. I can see that you're sagging a bit, maybe just a bit. Pull up your pants, bro. You wearing a belt. You are not here to impress anyone. And I don't know what your shirt says. If it's just something simple, I think it says sports. All right, I will tolerate it. But still, take those two items off, pull up your pants, and stay in the background where nobody will almost see you. Still get your footage. If you need my help, I will move aside for you when I'm not working. I will actually advise you on how to get the best footage for the DJ if I'm really vibing with you. So make a friend with me. Don't make an enemy out of me or anyone else in this situation. So the potential consequences are pretty straightforward. The vibe may be ruined. He'll be getting too much attention, and because of that, it's just might get weird. Most people will ignore it because they're drunk, but some people will not. The bride and the groom who paid a lot of money, they probably will be wondering who that is, why they paid so much money for somebody to dress up like that. But let's say the bride and the groom are chill. Nobody cares about how this guy is dressed up. The biggest issue here is that he is not allowing the wedding photographer and videographer to get their shots. And that is a problem because the couple is expecting beautiful photos, and whoever else may be involved, the wedding venue, the event planner, they may want some photos to promote their services in the future as well. So lots of people have a stake in this, and they don't want somebody amateurish to ruin the shot. So you really want to be polite, and when somebody is asking you to move along, you politely do so. If you don't, what's going to happen? A security guard will approach you and you will be kicked out, and on top of it, you will also be blacklisted. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes. If you realize you made a mistake, admit it and move on by following the rules and instructions other people give you. It's not okay if you are hearing what people are asking you to do and you don't do that because of your ego, because you think you're the most important person in that room or at that room. I don't know, correct me in the comment section. So basically, you will be moved unless people are just too shy to tell you something. And if you think you won because nobody told you anything, you're wrong again. Most likely you're gonna drag the DJ's name through the mud because everyone will be wondering who you are. And then after it, people will find out that the DJ hired you, and it's the DJ's responsibility to educate you. So if the DJ doesn't do a good job, people will be less likely to hire the DJ because now people will be assuming that he brings an amateur who will potentially ruin the wedding. So let's talk about how you can avoid this situation from happening if you're a wedding vendor. Let's say you're the one who needs behind the scenes shots. I know I do. I hire my people who get behind the scenes shots of me working weddings, but whoever I bring, they already know. But if, let's say, I bring a new person, I will educate them on how they need to dress up and what kind of shots they need to get and where they need to be. And I think I have a bit more authority here if I'm hiring somebody and they will listen to me. So if I see them misbehaving in some way, I'll approach them and tell them that's a huge no-no and they need to step aside and make sure they're not in anyone's way. Let's say if well, there's no real way for you to avoid this situation if you don't know this person and you're not hiring this person. But let's say this situation has happened, and the way to make sure no big consequence occurs is to approach the person first and ask him to step aside, change, and not be in anyone's shot. Let's say he's not cooperating. That's when you bring the big guns. You're going to approach the person who hired him. Let's say the DJ is cooperative and ask him to move aside, and then he listens, he moves aside, he changes, whatnot. But let's say the DJ does not, for some reason, listen to you and he says, that's my boy, he's doing the most important job, aka capturing the footage of me spinning the board, or whatever the jargon is for using the DJ board, then you know the DJ is garbage too and he will be blacklisted too. But what's gonna happen, you will bring even the bigger guns, and if there's no security who you would probably call and to ask this gentleman to leave or escort him outside, you'll probably bring somebody like a manager or an event planner or just a big guy who's somehow involved in the wedding and ask this person to leave, because once again, he's not important. And what's important is for everyone who's been hired directly by the couple or the wedding venue or the event planner to do their jobs. So hopefully that's very helpful for you guys, because I know it would have been helpful to me if I was just starting out as a wedding photographer and videographer, or just starting out to hire people to get behind the scenes footage for me. And also, if you are the one who wants to hire somebody to shoot behind the scenes for you, it is your job to reach out to the couple or the event planner and ask them if it's okay to bring the extra person to get the footage, not only to get the permission and an okay to shoot, but you can potentially even help your friend make more money, because you're going to reach out to the venue, you're going to reach out to the event planner, say, I have an amazing guy who shoots behind the scenes for me and he will be shooting behind the scenes for me this wedding Would you want him to capture some footage of you working as well? And chances are the people will say yes if he's reasonably priced and if he's pretty chill. So if you support each other and if you just make everyone's lives easier, not more difficult, it's going to be a win-win. You will make money and you will just be a happier person because you'll be getting, once again, more money, more leads, more clients. Everyone will love you. And that's just how it goes in the wedding industry, just like in most industries. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the videos. Please leave a like button. Please let me know how you liked the video in the comment section below. And with that being said, peace.